I'm sorry.
No, that's all right. You
Yeah.
got back just in the right time.
You're
Right
on.
over.
All right.
Where were we at?
Um,
The proposed change to the
7B.
order. Yeah,
yes,
you got it. Keep talking.
okay, thank you. Okay, so, before y'all, it is the requesting to change purchase order 28556 to increase the, amount from the original 750,000 to 187,500 additional dollars, for a total of 937,000, which would equates to 7,500 cubic yards and would allow us to finish up from Jefferson High School, Tobin, to Baisano on the Franklin Canal to complete the sediment removal for approximately 4 miles.
The, I have a question.
Yeah, go ahead.
The original estimate that we did, we underestimated the amount that it would take.
No, it came in. So when we do estimates, the way the bids go out, we give it a range, because, you know, we weren't gonna, it was $18,000 to fly it, but we got the vendors to fly it and pay for it.
Oh, so we didn't do our own in-house.
Yeah, we went out there and shot it, but we didn't do the level of detail, so when we bid it at a range between 2 and 3. So
Which is-
the average out was 2.5, which is what it came in, but we did the PO at a higher number, so we got, that's fine, because we wanted to be safe.
But I guess my question is, were we hoping to, our plan was to get to what we're trying to get right now? Or was it always less?
We had cut off at 54, so we
I mean, I know,
we had extended it to
point A to
US
point
50.
B. No, it's from point A to point B. We had an idea, we'd like to get somebody to come bid it, let's get from point A to
Right,
point
and
B.
we did.
But unfortunately, for whatever reason, because it's cubic yards, expansion, all that, whatever, we didn't make it to point B.
No, we made it farther.
We got farther?
The original scope was to US 54.
Oh, okay, so I got it the other way around. We
Right.
went beyond the original.
Right.
Yeah.
Oh, okay,
And
no.
now we're
And
asking to
now
go
we're
even
gonna go a little
farther.
further. Yeah.
Oh, then I moved to approve.
All right. I hear a motion to
Sorry.
approve by Mike,
Dun, dun.
second by George. All those in favor signify by saying aye. Aye.
Aye.
Anyone opposed, same sign. All right.
Thank
I
you.
think Jay helped me work on it, I think it was aerial, we were accurate on the bids, the anticipated bids within $1 or $2, right? $1 or $2 on the yard.
Talk up a little, Jay, please.
It was amazing.
Yeah, you got a red on.
I'm sorry, Johnny?
Speak up.
Would you talk up a little? I'm having a hard time.
Yes, Dr. Bear and I had done the estimates for the proposed bids and the dollar amounts. Yes, it was
Pretty close.
pretty close, within less than 5%. It was pretty impressive.
If you do say so yourself.
It was lucky.
You're lucky.
That was on the yard cost. On the cubic yards, obviously we had that issue, he's gonna show you on Riverside that there was.
Okay, so thank you for that.
Yeah.
I'm going to show you just.
Did they vote on it?
Yes.
Yes,
Oh, sorry.
already
Yes,
voted for
we're
it.
good.
It already passed.
We're good.
Pay more attention.
I'm going to show you, what has happened on the Riverside Canal.
Now we're on the river.
So the original scope was from hole in the wall to the Tornillo Canal heading in Faven, so the entire Riverside Canal extension for approximately 5.5 miles. We're about halfway through right now, and so here we started a hole in the wall, and we're working our way downstream. And this is Z-Tex is the contractor. And they flew it as well with their equipment and with the drone and the LiDAR, and they're doing an exceptional job as well. Widening it, removing any islands and the turns.
A lot of dirt too.
So, yeah, this one has a special condition that we were nervous about. So at least in the first 2 miles, there's a clay chemical seal in the bottom of that canal. It's very evident if you go look at it. Take a shovel down there and start digging, you'll hit it. Looks like concrete.
Clay chemical.
It's real common in our canals from the water quality that we have.
Oh.
It takes years to develop. Any you hear me all right, Johnny?
You
You hear?
I can't hear.
All right, can you hear us? Can you hear us, Johnny?
Very little.
All right, Al, speak up.
You wanna use a mic, there's a microphone.
I can't really understand, so I mean, everybody talks. It doesn't matter, if everybody just talks best they can, I'll pick up on most of it anyway.
Okay, there's a
My
chemical,
hearing aid's gone all the way, so.
Johnny, there's a chemical seal on the bottom of that canal that we didn't want to remove. It's
It's a good
It's
period.
about a 3-inch sediment / chemical seal that's common in some of these canals. And so this, of course, this section of the canal is ultimately scheduled for lining and narrowing down. So we didn't excavate as deep as we initially anticipated, is what I'm doing.
Okay.
Okay, yeah, I understand, but the problem with that was the banks were too low, right?
That's correct too. We spent, why we didn't haul the dirt off on this one like we had intended is that we were mixing it with other dirt. Pete can talk to that, and we're reconstructing the banks.
Well,
So,
yeah, that's the important part, to get the right profile, and the profile of the banks, that's what we need to do, not dig deeper, and it just makes it worse.
right, and the sediment seal was on the grade design, so we didn't go below it.
That seal that's there, was that placed there on purpose? I'm not really sure exactly what you're referring to.
No, well, if you go out there with a shovel, it's obvious, but no, it wasn't placed there. It just developed over the last 70 years or more.
Okay. Yeah, it's a normal seal that's normally takes place with the sediment that goes through there.
Right, but the silt plugs itself and some of the clay stick, and
Yeah.
it's really a chemical reaction. If you look at it, you'll see it almost looks like cement.
Right.
But clay cement.
Well, I just wondered if it was placed there for somebody or if it was what you're talking about. I mean, the same thing we did out on the tanks in the ranch, you get a seal down there after a while, and you don't, when you go clean the tank, you don't clean that seal or you're in trouble. It's the same thing.
Right, same thing, exactly. This one's, you probably have better water quality at your cattle tanks than we do. And so some of this is salt.
Well, the only problem is it may be better quality, but there isn't any.
Unless it rains.
And with Z-Tex, we were able to go a step further. We provided them our profiles for the Riverside Extension Canal, and they were able to upload those into their equipment and their excavators. So these guys work on GPS, so they uploaded the profiles on our datum, and so the blade will excavate to the profile that we provided. So automatically adjusts as they go downstream. Yes, internally in the computer. Yes, GPS. So it's great. Yes.
Well, yeah.
I've always asked, I thought they had a problem on depth, that they solved all that.
Well, it's RTK, it corrected.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
It's the precision.
So as you can see here, the blade adjusts itself, so it's right on the money. So that is good stuff. These guys are downstream from the Hanson now, about 2.5 miles, so they're working away.
That looks amazing.
Yeah.
You guys should really make Robert's job a lot easier with that.
I would add to this on the technology, on the blades and the elevations and the all these getting the grades down to the precision. It's done through satellite, GPS, all these things, the equipment. So I just wanted to note that about a week ago, I think there was a wall of concrete, and Pete used to go to these things quite a bit. And when we're walking through that, you've seen the technology as it's happening present day. So when you're seeing this, you can bring it back and say, okay, this is what's really, and I think this is a byproduct of what one of these visits that we've done to the wall of concrete. Because if we're not present with the information, the technology is moving so fast, not only does it for equipment, but Timberline and the accounting software that we got into, and all these are I believe, are a byproduct of when we started going to the wall of concrete back in 2010. So I would just encourage that going forward, that we don't lose sight of the fact that all this is very important because we need to be, if we're gonna act and we gotta play the part, we can't just, we gotta go to these things on a regular basis. That goes for not only equipment, but software and so forth, because we're in state of the art on our equipment and our personnel, so even to the GPS and even, what do you call these things, smartphones?
Right.
Timing, I don't know, did we ever get a time card set up for the man hours so that, for instance, if you're working on a grad project or you're working on maintenance, or that one employee could be doing 3 or 4 different things in one day, and if you don't track these hours, you're losing a good handle of, I don't know if we ever did that, but that was something that was being discussed.
Yeah, that's something that we're still looking into.
We're still looking into that.
Correct.
But that's, again, that's also a technology that when you go to these conferences, you can get that information. That's what, something I would be looking for you to be in stuff, on the
Right.
front.
No, we learned a great deal, absolutely. And Pete, this year, he's like, he had a, as you'll see right now with this particular canal on the Riverside, I mean, we've got a project, he's got a large project in raising the banks on this canal and doing a shotcrete, but he forewent this year's Las Vegas World of Concrete to concentrate and get these projects out, and thank you, Pete, appreciate that. So, yeah, we had a lot of work in a short duration, so we're trying to be as efficient as possible and get off complete before the water shows up. But yes, I agree, those are great conferences to go to and listen to and see the newest technology and to work smarter.
Well, especially we're self-performing or we're doing the work, so we can stay in front of them.
And if I can add, Miguel, the last pieces of equipment that we've purchased, like for example, the dolars that we purchased a couple of years ago,
Yeah.
they are already equipped to put this equipment on.
Yes.
That's amazing,
Like
because
the
that
top.
just shows how far we've gone in a
Right.
very short time.
So that was one of the goals as well, for our equipment, to equip that, because we do need to buy some additional stuff, software and equipment to have our guys and implement this into our fleet as well, on the GPS and on the excavators, so the excavators as well, they'll only go
Yeah.
as.
And I'm happy to see this. I'm happy to see that
Yeah.
we're getting the
We'll
fruits
get there.
from our labor from Williams.
Absolutely.
Thank you.
Yes, okay, and that was a Riverside Canal, gentlemen, so so they're moving right along. They're flying it this morning, as a matter of fact, to calculate the difference in the surface, and they'll submit the first invoice to Z-Texas. They haven't submitted an invoice yet, but as Dr. Blair mentioned, we got started a few weeks later on this, so they're trying to expedite it, but that contract was for 1.9 million and 143,000 cubic yards. So we don't, at this time, think they're gonna be able to accomplish or finish that because of the time frame and the water. So we might have some money left over from that particular contract. So, but again, we've got the contract through the 15th, releasing the 8th. So they can stay in there probably till Wednesday, Thursday, the 13th.
They're gonna finish the amount that, the linear distance we asked them, that's
Yes.
definitely gonna do. But they're just, because we didn't go as deep as we thought, because the banks
Save some money.
and the seal, we're gonna not be as much dirt. If we have time, and if we do it, we're gonna move them upstream and keep going.
Yes.
But we don't anticipate it going over it, and there's some indication we may be under. But we're not.
Yeah,
We're gonna try to get it.
Yeah.
But yeah, they brought some additional equipment in an effort to finish up the original and then maybe move upstream from hole in the wall to Wasteway 2.
Good. So the 2 players that we got, they seem to be doing good, got good evaluation. They're one of the better ones in town, I think.
Absolutely, it's been seamless. It's been great, and we've worked with them before. So yeah, they hit the ground running. It's going really well.
And it shows the level, because the key to all this, and you guys know this, that it's who you choose from the very beginning. So just because they may be the low bidder, sometimes they're not the best bidder. So those are the things that you guys doing. I think you guys did really well on choosing the right contractor, and I want to emphasize to continue to doing that. because we've had problems with some concrete suppliers and so forth, because they were the low bidder, but they turned out to be, they were bad apples.
Difficult, sure. Thank you. And that's all I got on those two items. And then just for information, on 7C, we received the information for the 2024 Rio Grande Compact Commissioner meeting. And yeah, it'll be held here in El Paso on the 26th of April at the Plaza. I sent the flyer.
And the meeting the night before?
And yes, they've got some dinner on Thursday. But yeah, it's all in there for information. And that's all I have, gentlemen. If you have any questions, I'll be more than happy to try to answer them.
That meeting that you're talking about, we got the information on that already.
Okay.
We done that before?
So last year, Johnny
been here when it's
and
been
Miguel
Our turn.
and myself went up to, it was in Santa Fe last year. But yes, it's every year. They hosted,
They take
Oh,
turns.
that one, okay.
yes, Texas, New
One
Mexico,
goes to
Colorado,
Texas, New Mexico, Colorado.
each of the commissioners, so
And it rotates
It
3
was
years.
our turn.
it's our turn this year.
In fact, I think specifically it's our turn to sponsor the reception.
Yeah, I know. So. So we
We're
get
gonna put it on Robert's credit card.
Barry took it away from me.
No, we'll make Pete do it. He never wants to pull his out.
There you go.
Yeah, we'll use Pete's credit card.
Yeah.
I got his attention, didn't it? Yeah.
You're
Okay,
sponsoring
you're
something.
sponsoring the meal at the
You just went in
commission,
debt.
On what again?
You're using your credit card to sponsor the reception for the Rio
at
Grande.
the
Compact.
Rio Grande Compact Commission.
Okay.
See what happens when you,
I lost it.
see what happens.
He'll do that to you. We went to Vegas and we had
Yeah.
to pay for the rooms and he said,
Yeah,
I lost the
there you
card.
Okay, and as soon as you guys know if you can attend, just be sure and who do we need to let know?
Well, you need to let Claudia know, because we need, if there's 3 or more, of course, directors,
Yeah.
then we need to file an agenda.
Well, since it's local, since probably be there as much as us as we can. I plan on being there myself.
Okay. So, yeah, for myself or Lisa or Larry, yeah, just let us know. Yeah.
Yeah.
Sure.
And
I
that's all.
don't need a room, I'm just gonna be.
Yeah.
Okay. Well,
It's, tell him as he's not on mute. He thinks he's on mute.
Jim, can you be on? No,
I'll try it.
you try.
No,
We
let's
we
listen
can
to
hear
their
you, Mr.
conversation.
Stubbs.
You can hear us.
I'm good, I'm good in
So
there.
Lemon, we can hear you, so when you wanna be on, we'll see her now. Okay,
Oh,
there you go,
there it is. Yeah.
you're good. Okay,
Okay, again, thank you for those contracts, gentlemen. It's helped out tremendously, you know, obviously Robert for the delivery and for Pete to jump on, other projects that are much needed in our infrastructure and our grants. So, it's kept them busy, kept us all busy, so thanks for that.
thanks to all you guys, Pete's been cracking the whip and beating it, he's doing good. So,
Interesting.
all right, let's go to the next item here, we've got Rio Grande Compact, like I said, just let Claudia, you think, is that what you said? We'll let Claudia know when we know. You put me down, I'll be there, I expect to be there if something happens.
I think we'll probably go ahead and post it, just
Okay.
to be safe.
I think better, probably, both places.
Both days?
Yes, we do one agenda for both
I
days.
think we always do that.
That's good.
Who can show up, then you don't have to worry about it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, district engineers reports, all that good stuff.
This is the curve for Elephant View. It's not net, it's just the actual real-time water level. I don't know if Jerry's here. Have they been transferring water to Caballo or
We're gonna start tomorrow.
tomorrow? Okay. So tomorrow, you'll probably see it go down. It's getting about 1,000, 2,000 acre feet a day. So you see that straight line up on, if I get the right mouse, someplace in here I can point to. There it is.
Yeah.
This is after, it's they transferred the water from that under the compact that was owed to the project from Cochiti and Abiquiu. So that came through. I already talked to you about that last time. We had that in the storage. And then this is just from rainoff and base flow and some other things that's coming in. It's still coming in at a pretty good rate. It hasn't dropped off. Surprisingly, uniform rate.
That's good.
And sometimes we get a
Hey,
drop.
Al, can you speak up just a little bit? It's hard to hear.
Okay, I'll do the best I can. Sorry. Can you hear me better now if I talk towards the microphone?
You don't want to use a,
Guess not.
Yes.
Oh,
you don't want to use a microphone?
No, I think it's because this is turned.
There, that's much better.
It was on right now. Oh.
uh-huh.
And just don't mumble.
What?
Don't mumble.
Uh-oh.
Gotcha, Maria.
That was me,
What was it?
probably. I mean,
I don't know.
kids tell me all the time, I have bubble hell.
It does.
In a Black's Law Dictionary, you look under attorney, it says a passive aggressive person. I tried to mumble that, sorry. So this is good.
Yeah, all of a sudden you're so very crystal clear.
And I have to add, if you want to talk about being passive aggressive, mumbling is the best way to be passive.
I agree with that.
I can hear you now too. I was off air for a while trying to hook on a remote speaker. So I could hear what the hell's going
Yeah,
on.
no, Johnny, I will, it's not been just you today. There's been a lot of mumbling.
Oh, really?
I thought it was my ears.
No. Okay, well, let them go.
All right, try it again.
All right, it's more good news. So we'll have more water. There's one slight adjustment, didn't have any big impact on us, was that there was a error made in a reclamation accounting spreadsheet that over allocated water to us in December. We corrected that. I can give you a copy of the engineers, of the allocation committee's note on how that error occurred. It was in our favor, so it didn't bother me at the time. No, I didn't know about it, but Phil found it, and we corrected that. But since then, we've had enough water to make up for that, and as you guys know, in our allocation, I had held back water in case Mexico did not come on with us. So that reserve we didn't need, and it made up for that error. So long story short, it didn't make any difference on our allocation. So a very slight difference. And since then, we've got more water in the reservoir, and we haven't allocated it yet. I don't know, Jerry, when do you think we'll do an allocation? Next month, or?
March 1st?
March 1st, sometime around, okay. Before the next board meeting, but we don't need it. It wasn't urgent, so that's. Snowpack looks quite a bit better. Last time you remember, we were about halfway. We've caught up. These are those things you've been reading about in the newspaper, where you can see that the last 2 weeks have been very productive, just like they were last year. So we just wanted to, on that trajectory, we want to keep it there for the next 90 days.
Amen.
Amen.
So things are looking better there. These are the numbers in terms of still water equivalent. Is what we're interested in. We're seeing we've gone right up almost to normal. Of course, you guys know we need an above normal to get a normal runoff. So we'd like to see those numbers around 120, 140 would be nice, like last year. We'll see if we get there. That's it.
Okay. Very good. All right. Robert? It's off.
It's off.
I'm back to seeing the graph again and not the whole boardroom. I don't know. Maria said it was screen sharing. Y'all don't wanna share with me, I guess.
We're working on it. I need a full-time video director. In addition to that one, a Zoom director, sorry, a Zoom director.
Can you get a resolution?
I'm trying to.
You see, that moves the mic too. They're connected, aren't they?
It's recorded.
No, it moves the microphone so you can hear better, that's why you couldn't hear me.
Right. Oh, but didn't you move the camera too?
Yeah.
Don't they move together?
Right, unfortunately, they do. He likes to see whoever's speaking, and then he couldn't hear me, so that's why I'm talking this loud.
Yeah.
I recognize that guy.
Can you hear me, Johnny?
Yeah.
All right. That's all that matters.
That's a hum, but it's on the.
Don't mumble, Robert.
I try not to, my dear.
It's
Sound
the
like my
hum
wife
on
now.
that one.
There's certain things that you may mumble, but that's okay.
Okay, I try not to.
Don't say it.
Okay, we're getting ready for some water. As of this morning, there's 23,000 acres ordered, but that's really mainly in the Unit 8 and Unit 9. Unit 8 sitting at 5,000, AB's 3,000. The one that's got the most acres is 9-8. They're sitting at about 9,000 acres. Farmers seem to be a little bit concerned, like who's going to get it first. And I tell them, when the water gets here, we'll see. But I think we'll be okay. I don't think the farmers have experienced a march in a long time, and they're all concerned about it, that who's going to get first. But like I said, guys, when the water gets here within less than 3 weeks, I think we'll get everybody out of the way, and then by 1st of April, we'll go almost into like a small return flow schedule because all the cotton will be out of the way. We'll have mainly pecans, and I think it'll go pretty smooth. The ones that haven't ordered water yet is Unit 7 and Unit 6, but those guys are kind of like, they wait until they walk around the canals and they see water in the canals and then they'll order. But I was talking to Dennis yesterday because Dennis is one of the bigger farmers down there. He hasn't come in. He's having problems with labor, but he's also a short type cotton people, so he's not going to worry about it until, you know, later on in March. But he's coming in with about 1,000 acres just in Unit 7, so it's going to be there. They just haven't ordered. And my concern was calling him because I gave a feed just in case there's canals that we need to attack. You know, we're doing a good job on the big canals, but my main concern is the small canals. And usually when we go through it in March, which we haven't done in a long time, because usually we start right in June and it's too late to do anything because the water's on top of us with everything else. But this year I think it was going to work out pretty good because we'll go into March, we'll figure out what small canals are going to give us problems. We'll have April and May to take care of them to get ready for June. So, you know, like I tell the farmers, just be patient, we'll get to you. The guys in Unit 6, they've been calling me and they're still concerned that they're not ordering because they're like 2 weeks behind the lower valley farmers. Why? I don't understand that, but they're a lot later on the cotton. So that's it. And the only thing wrong is we're fully equipped on ditch riders. We're only lacking one. We need one in the upper valley, but it just haven't been very lucky to hire anybody up there. A couple of EPCWID ditch riders have reached out to me, but I can't give them the overtime they want up there. They work up there 12 hours a day, 7 days a week. They work 40 and 44 hours overtime, and we don't do that around here. So we're having a hard time just trying to find somebody. Last year there were 3 guys up there in the Upper Valley, none of them lasted. So we're there, we're getting ready, you know, like Jay and Al said, those canals are getting cleaned out pretty good. First time I see them in a long, long time. Pete's doing a good job down there in the riverside. And what do you think, Pete, about maybe the 1st of March, he'll be out of the feeder? Right. So looks like he'll be out of the feeder by the 1st of March, and we can start at least getting in there and getting our canals wet and soaking them up so when the water does get here, it really helps. We're starting to, some of the canals, we're starting to clean them up and burn, get ready to go. But that's about it for right now.
So, Robert, you have a request to the board. last board meeting, we had talked about releasing it on the 15th, but after discussion with the farmers, you talked about moving that date up. Do you want to get their approval on that?
Okay, well, okay. I thought it was kind of automatic, but no, it's true. Last time we sat here, we met, you know, the release was gonna be on the 15th?
Eight.
No, it was the
Last board meeting was on the 15th.
15th.
Yeah.
And ever since then, we had a meeting with the farmers and met with you guys and everything moved up to March the 8th. And looking
For
at
release.
for the release and looking at last year's, we released on a Friday. The water was here by Tuesday night, Wednesday. By Wednesday morning, we were starting ready to go full blast. So it's gonna travel a little bit faster. It's gonna be a new process from here now because we're not gonna have EPCWID on the river at that time. So it's just us and Mexico that we're gonna go in there. So I think we're gonna get the water here a little bit faster. And
All right, can I make a motion to approve?
Sure. Wait a minute, Johnny? Johnny, do you want to say something? Johnny, did you want to say
I was
something?
gonna ask, is the boundary commission gonna be finished with what they were doing up there in the river?
from what I got, Johnny, yes, because they're needing to get out there because not only us, but Mexico's coming on board and they're working pretty hard, but they'll be out of the river by the time the water gets here.
Is the thing they're doing up there gonna help us a whole lot, or is it just kind of,
Window.
I can't even think of the word I'm searching for. Anyway, you think it'll help?
Johnny, anything they do to the river will help, so.
Will help.
Yeah, and they're doing away with those big islands in the middle of the river, so that's gonna really help out a lot.
Yeah, that's a big deal, it's true.
So those big islands, especially if you travel around Canutillo and Benton, they're huge islands and they're getting rid of them. So
That's good.
that's gonna
That'll
help
help
a
a
lot.
bunch right there.
And they haven't touched the river in many years down here in the.
Oh, I know.
area, so.
Ever since John Bernal was the commissioner, they've been on that kick of not doing anything, and, you know, they spend more time worrying about the birds and the bees and not worrying about El Paso getting flooded. So it's good that they're looking at it, you know, in a realistic manner.
Now, everything's looking good.
About it.
Everything's looking good up there, what they're doing and what we're doing, it's looking good. The only thing wrong with it right now we're seeing is the mustard weed starting to shoot up pretty fast on our canal.
Oh, yeah. When you get rain, you're gonna have that,
Yes, it's happening. Other than that, you know, we're ready.
You're ready. Well, Mike, I'll listen to your,
Yeah, I move to approve based on our water master's recommendation and administration's recommendation to
seven.
move to the
Yeah,
7th of
I
March.
think
The 8th of March.
I think the way the season's planned out, you know, so that, the way the small track schedule came out, people called and they seem to like it pretty well because they're getting water and when they never used to, April and May, and they wanted 2 in April, but like I said, you want 2 in April, you want 2 in June.
Yeah.
So no, we want 2 in June, so
Absolutely.
that's the way, we're not doing Easter Sunday small tracks.
That's
So
great.
stuff like that, they kind of enjoyed it. So we're ready and.
That's great news that things are coming back to some semblance of normality.
And then the next step is, like I tell the farmers, we got plenty of water allocated to this year, but we don't go back on our heels and try to use it all. We still go in the budget and try to work at least about 250,000 and save the rest of it for next year. See what happens.
All right. Mike made a motion. I have not heard a second.
Second.
George made a second.
Thanks, Al.
All in favor of the
Thanks,
March 8th?
You're covered.
Signify by
We're
saying
covered.
aye. Anyone opposed?
Aye.
Anyone opposed, same sign.
Okay, Pete's got the popcorn.
No, I need to go make the popcorn.
Which one works?
Sure y'all don't need a break before his presentation?
I believe there's some
All right, Pete, your turn.
Does he have, is there a remote on it?
Yeah, on the desk.
Oh, on the desk, yeah.
It's the
Over here. Table.
I don't know which.
I know.
Neither will probably work.
I think it's the one you just picked up.
Yeah, I think so. Okay, so I got about 3 months worth of pictures for you guys. I've kind of narrowed it down for you guys, so I'll go pretty quick through them. You know, some of our unexpected
Winds?
issues, yeah, winds. We had this tree fall over on the Bowman, that's right there by Carolina Drive. And unfortunately fell right on top of a mobile home. Fortunate enough, there was no damage. So,
Was that tree in our right away or?
yes, it is. It was in our right of way and dead tree, so.
Are the insurance?
No, actually, there was no damage. So we went in there the following day, took care of it, and the people were pretty happy.
Did any die?
Nobody died. No, thank God.
The tree did.
Am I supposed to be pointing this way?
Got a clicker malfunction.
3 months, huh? At this rate?
I'm sorry?
3 months of pictures at this rate, we're gonna be.
Yeah, this didn't work, so I'll go pretty quick. I'll tell you, it'll take me 5 minutes to go through them. The majority are from a Riverside project.
You want my pen?
Claudia, or Sharon, you know the button he's pressing? Which way? Right arrow. Oh, right arrow. Right arrow. Right arrow. There.
Oh, sorry.
Oh, yeah, okay, got it.
So we'll go through it pretty quick. Franklin Canal, this is over by the zoo area. This is the area that was skipped by another contractor, but before and after picture. Go ahead, Sharon.
Is that fence on our property then?
Yes, yeah, we installed that fence.
Okay, right arrow.
In fact, that fence was installed the last time we went in there to clean the Franklin Canal out. Go next picture. Couple of turnouts that we're having to replace. This turnout actually broke from the pipe itself. Go there. Work that goes into this turnout here. This is on the T216.
Oh, yeah, right there at the accordion.
Right. Keep going, Shark. Okay, this is another project that was, it's gonna take us a little while here, but this is the radio gate over by the transfer point. This is right outside of our Fagan's yard. And you'll see on the next couple of pictures on why it had to be removed. Go to the next one, Shark. Go to the next one. And you can see half the bottom of that radio gate is completely gone.
Wow.
So our welder right now is doing all the framework for this. And I took the gate this morning to Rudy's Welding. He'll be rolling the metal for me. Then we'll bring it back to the yard and put it all back together and go install it. It should take us about a day to install it once I get everything back. Go, Sharon. Brush cutters are gonna continue going. What we're doing is we're going up the Tornillo drain. We're gonna loop around, go back down. So if you see us walk away from a drain, doesn't mean we're done with it. We're just having to loop it around to make the most out of those brush cutters. And you can see on those brushes how thick they are. Keep going, Sharon. Then also our drain mowers are back out there. We gone back out there and mowed all the Riverside after Spencer went out there and did their part. There's a before and after picture. A couple of flumes that have failed. I also got 2 more that I got to do before the beginning of water season. This is the Riverside Canal. This is on the section that Z-Tex is digging out. This is the San Felipe Arroyo, goes over the top of the Riverside. So today, I've already sent 3 guys out there. We're going in there with bobcats and walk behind, and we'll be cleaning that up. This is a wasteway that we installed on the branch A on the Juan D. This one didn't have a spillway, so we had to go in there and kind of modify it and go to the next picture, Sure. And you can see where we actually built a spillway to where the ditch rider, in case somebody cuts off on them, we're not gonna have an overflow or a ditch break. This area is very populated, so that's the last thing we need. Go ahead, Sharon. This is right by Holmesy Trail. Keep going, Sharon. Okay, this is the Riverside below hole in the wall, the section that's being dug out. So this is the banks that are real low, so we're going in there raising the ditch banks about 2 feet. The dirt is being given to me by this Icon Homes over here. So what we're doing is we're pulling the dirt and taking it out and using it for the riverside. We will be raising both banks from hole in the wall all the way down to the radio gates. I'm hoping to get all the way to the Hanson heading. Both banks. That's how much we're raising it there. Keep going, Sharon? Okay, this is the Island Main. I know this has been a headache for all of us. So the Island Main, we dug it out, what was it, 3 years ago, Robert?
Right.
So you'll see the sand that's coming out of this Island Main right now. Unfortunately, I was putting the sand on top of the banks, but I'm running out of room. And you'll see in the next couple of pictures on the amount of sand we're pulling out of this Island Main. So we're hoping to go all the way up to the heading of the I-72, which is our main problem here. And I think we'll be able to accomplish it before water. So this is another pretty large project. This section here is actually the part that we shotcreted a couple of years back. And you can see the amount of sand that's built up over just the 3 years. So there's the amount of sand that's coming out of there. So I'm dealing with some of the our water users out there, and what they're doing is they're giving me clay, and they're wanting sand in return. So I'm taking clay, and they taking back sand. Keep going, Sharon. And then this is the riverside where we're mowing the banks. Keep going. And you can also see the sediment that's accumulated and how that channel has narrowed. So Robert's going to have problems running the water that he needs to run through this riverside if we don't widen it out. So we have started digging it out. This is at the I-0 heading. We are moving upstream, since Z-Tex is handling everything below here. And I started off with 2 machines. We're caught up on the Franklin feeder, so I've moved an additional 4 machines over there. So right now I got a total of 5 excavators working on this riverside.
On the fence side, that's, I understand, the government's responsibility, the federal
Yes.
government?
Yeah, the top of the bank.
Are we doing it for them, or? what's
No,
going on?
they went in there and they did the tops, and then once they were done, I came in here and did the sides. In fact, I need to get with them because there's still some piles of debris that they left behind, so I need to go back out there and pick it up before it ends up back in the canal. Go ahead, sir. Right there on the right, you'll see the amount of sand that just came out of that little area.
What happens to that sand eventually?
And eventually, what I'm gonna have to do is haul it out. Right now, fortunately enough, there's a lot of farmers that are needing sand, so I'll be taking it to them, because I ain't got no use for it. Either that, or dig out some pits, get some clay out, and fill it with sand, the way I did at the ponds. Go to the next one, Sharon. Here's another picture of the riverside. This guy's further downstream, he's about a mile downstream from the first machine. Go on, Sharon. Okay, then the next picture is going to be from the Riverside Canal. This is approximately 5,500 feet of shotcrete that we had to do. Keep in mind that before we do that, we need to narrow the channel, get it to our design grade, and then all these turnouts that you see there are having to be moved out, because if not, you're going to have them kind of going in there. Yes, it's going to pick up all the trash and everything else.
It'll move further to the center of the canal.
Right, in alignment with the new shape of the canal. So there's the old, this is the north side heading. We replaced the north side heading. We also dropped it by 6 inches. We took some shots to the road, to the fields, and then to our grade inside the channel, because Robert is having to check up the water extremely high on the Franklin feeder checks or at the heading of Sanelli in order to push water into this heading, because this is approximately about a mile upstream from where the checks are at. So we did drop it by 6 inches. Hopefully it'll help Robert a little bit to where he doesn't have to check it up that high.
You build those headings?
Yes, we build the turnouts.
In the yard?
Yes, we build them at the pavement yard, yes, sir. Keep going, Sharon. Keep going. Also being that we had to drop it so much, we had to extend those head walls higher to make sure that we're above the ditch bank. Almost done, Lisa. So, and here you already have it to where it's above the embankment, and the shaping has gotten in already. That's good. There you go. North side heading, that's already completed. We just need, well, in fact, this morning they're installing the hardware on the head wall. And that's the downstream side from the heading. Go to the next one, sure. Then some of the dirt work that's going into the Franklin feeder. Right there, that turnout that you see on the left side, that's a Harvey Healy turnout. That one needs to be, we've already moved it out actually, but we moved a total of 5 turnouts out in the alignment of the canal. That's what they look like after we've shotcreted it, and that one just needs the hardware on there. This is the trench that I dug on the ponds to get good clay out. That way we're not having to haul from a mile away. This is less than a quarter of a mile from where we're using this dirt. So I'm pulling the clay out, then I come back and I fill it with sand. And get rid of some of the sand that we got no use for. The guys are taking shots of the elevations to get the right height from the banks.